Jesus had made his way to Capernaum, entering that city very quietly, it appeared. Jesús tramitó a Capernaum, aquel pueblo. Aparentemente entró en silencio, calladito. And as the Sabbath day came to light, the town began to stir. Había llegado el sábado y la luz del alba que rayaba empezó a iluminar aquella ciudad y se empezó a despertar. The Sabbath day was to be honored and respected. It was the law. El sábado era un día para ser respetado. Era la ley. No work could be done on the Sabbath. There were laws concerning it, according to the Old Testament. En el sábado no se podía trabajar. Habían leyes guiadas por el Antiguo Testamento. And all throughout the town, life began to stir. They began to rise from their slumber, but they were still asleep to the fact that one among them was Messiah. Todos despertándose poco a poco, quitándose el sueño de los ojos, pero muchos todavía adormecidos a la realidad que entre ellos había llegado el Mesías. We find in one particular dwelling, a humble dwelling, a man rising from his slumber. En una casa humilde vemos también a un hombre despertándose de su sueño. The routine of life about to start again. La rutina de la vida empezando otra vez. And he rose and immediately went with one arm and reached for the basin. Towel in hand, with one arm, he reached for the basin to wash his face, quickly reminded of the fact that his other hand was withered and was useless. Despertándose, se acercó, buscando aquel cántaro para lavarse el rostro. Con la misma mano que tenía la toalla, tomó el cántaro para lavarse la cara, inmediatamente recordándose, como todos los días, que tenía una mano seca. We don't know necessarily if he was born that way or if something happened that caused that arm to become useless. But there it hung, a reminder, sometimes a shameful reminder of all his limitations. No sabemos si nació así o si posiblemente algo pasó que se le secó y quedó totalmente inútil aquel brazo, pero era un recordatorio, algo vergonzoso para él, de todas sus limitaciones. And so, as strange as it seemed, been that way for a long, long time, tan raro como pareciera por mucho tiempo, había ya estado en esa condición. Didn't really matter sometimes. A veces no le importaba tanto. Until he rubbed shoulders with those who had the use of both arms. And immediately the shame would come of what he could have been, of what he could have done for himself or his family, if only he had both arms to work with. Y muchas veces no le importaba tanto hasta que empezara a ver a los otros hombres que tenían el uso de los dos brazos. Un recordatorio otra vez de lo que él pudo haber sido, lo que pudo haber hecho por sí mismo, por su familia. And so there it was, the routine of life. Reminded, the painful memory continued to resurface, sometimes at the worst of times. Pero ese recuerdo doloroso continúa subiendo a la superficie, a veces en los tiempos más difíciles. There it hung, with all of its limitations, an arm that did not work. Ahí colgaba con todas sus limitaciones, un brazo que no trabajaba. And every time that he noticed it and looked at it, it was a reminder. It was like the wall where all of his dreams and his aspirations That wall where they had all been dashed into pieces. Y cada vez que miraba aquel brazo era como una pared, un muro, ante el cual todos sus sueños y sus aspiraciones habían sido despedazadas. He was not whole. No era un hombre entero. And at times he would battle without a doubt. The question would come to his mind and to his heart. De vez en cuando luchaba con esos pensamientos que llegaban a su corazón. I wonder if even my wife respects me. I can't provide like other men. Me pregunto si mi esposa me respeta. Después de todo, yo no puedo proveer en este hogar como otros hombres. I wonder if my children love me, or do they hold it against me that I haven't been able to meet some of their needs because of this arm. Me pregunto si mis hijos todavía me aman. Después de todo, con este brazo seco, no he podido suplir algunas necesidades, cumplir como padre en sus vidas. But perhaps the biggest and most important question that would rise up in all of the whys of life, the whys of that situation was, does God even care about me? Pero de todas las preguntas, posiblemente la más pesada de todas, la que más le venía al corazón con todos los porqués de la vida, es, ¿le importo a Dios? ¿Le importa a Dios mi condición? But somehow or another, the word got out that the miracle worker was in town. Pero de alguna manera salió la noticia que el que obra milagros está aquí. Opportunity and possibility walked into Capernaum one day on the Sabbath. La oportunidad y con ella la posibilidad entró a aquella ciudad de Capernaum un día, un sábado. And this man, for a moment, pondered the possibility that this could be the one time, the one opportunity, the only chance he would have to address this matter once and for all. And he took a chance, and he went to meet the master. Y este hombre, oyendo aquella noticia y considerando que posiblemente esta sería su única oportunidad, la única posibilidad de tener cambio en su vida, se arriesgó y se fue a buscar al maestro. Now understand the setting. Jesus had departed from another place, and there in Matthew chapter 12, he went into the synagogue at Capernaum. Jesús había ido de un lugar y pasando a la sinagoga de Capernaum, ahí se presentó. And the Bible says, behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. Y la Biblia dice que ahí había un hombre que tenía una mano seca. It was forbidden for an unclean man, a cripple, a paralyzed man, a blind man, anybody to enter the synagogue. It was forbidden by law. Pero ahí encontró Jesús al hombre dentro de la sinagoga. Era prohibido. No se permitía, la ley no lo permitía. No podía entrar un ciego, un paralítico, un cojo. Yet there he was. Pero aún así se presentó. He took the risk of even being stoned for his penalty. He had to have a change in his life. Tomó el riesgo hasta de morir apiedrado por haber violado la ley. Pero él tenía que tener ese cambio en su vida. Interestingly enough, the Pharisees and the Sadducees, having Jesus in their midst, did not throw him out to make an example of him. Rather, they let him remain and challenged the master. Y aún así los fariseos y saduceos no lo echaron fuera teniendo a Jesús en su presencia en la sinagoga. Al contrario, lo dejaron que se quedara y desafiaron a Jesús. And Jesus too defied them and made an executive choice, a decision that opened up possibility for the man. Y Jesús los desafió otra vez a ellos de vuelta e hizo una decisión ejecutiva que abrió posibilidad a este hombre. I want you to understand that yours may not be a withered hand, but yours could be a situation that God is trying to offer an opportunity for you for change in. Posiblemente no es tu mano la que esté seca, pero es alguna cosa en tu vida que el Señor está tratando de ayudarte a cambiar. Is there anybody here today that could relate to that man with a withered hand? You understand that there are things in your life, or one circumstance or multiple circumstances, that have placed limitations on your ability to function the way God called you to function. And are you desperate enough to say, I'm going to cross every barrier, I'm going to break protocol, and I am going to get my need met, I'm going to get my change? No será una mano seca, pero habrá alguien aquí, alguna circunstancia en tu vida que te limita, que te detiene de poder operar y funcionar completamente como Dios manda, con el ungimiento que Dios te ha dado a cumplir tu llamado y vivir tu vida como Él te ha llamado a vivirla. Y tienes la desesperación y el deseo de efectuar cambio en tu vida para poder funcionar al nivel que Dios manda en ti. You see, I'm sure that with time, the hand didn't necessarily hurt him physically, but it was all of the limitations and the shame that came. That every day his potential was limited. The possibility to do better was always stopped by that arm. No era necesariamente que le doliera el brazo o la mano, pero era que cada día enfrentaba las limitaciones que le detenían. Él sabía que no podía cumplir su potencial y la capacidad de ser completamente entero como el resto. And so, he had one good hand, he had two good feet. Si tenía una buena mano y dos buenos pies. Everything else worked fine. But that's not the point. The point was the desperation in his heart to make it change, to have change, to do whatever he had to do, including risking it all. He defied the Sabbath, and Jesus defied it with him. No se trata de la condición tanto como la desesperación de cambiar la condición, que se atrevió a desafiar la ley del sábado. Y Jesús, viéndolo, también la desafió. I want you to look at what happened here. Jesus himself, the one who made that law, stood in his house and broke his own law and opened up a window of grace for a man desperate enough to say, I have to have a change. Y Jesús, nota lo que pasó, desafió su propia ley, la desafió y la violó, viendo el deseo y el anhelo y la desesperación de un hombre, abrió una ventana de gracia. Y por un momento cumplió una necesidad. The window of grace. You're not under law here today. Yet, you break your own law and you limit your own faith by allowing your condition, your withered hand, whatever that is, from just being a part of who you are. And you've settled for a limited life in Him because of it. Tú no estás bajo ley. Tú no estás bajo ninguna regla aquí, pero has violado tu propia fe y tu propia ley, la ley del Espíritu y de la palabra que dice. Tú te has acostumbrado a aceptar esa mano seca como parte de tu vida y así tramitas con todas las limitaciones que te has permitido. I submit to you that you are in charge of your destiny today. You are in charge of dealing with that withered hand in your life, whatever that is, whatever the circumstance is, whatever the situation, whatever it is in your life that limits you. You are responsible to walk through that door, to allow that door and window of grace to let the wind of His Spirit come and give you grace and your healing and your change. You have control. Y te someto a ti hoy. Tú tienes control aquí. Te has acostumbrado, te has impuesto la limitación. Y Dios está diciéndote, yo te he abierto una puerta, una ventana de gracia y una oportunidad para que tú permitas que el viento de mi espíritu sople sobre tu vida y te complete para que no sigas caminando con esas limitaciones. Everyone here, I'm preaching to myself. I've allowed certain withered things in my life that have placed limitations on me. But that's got to stop. I feel this in the Holy Ghost. We're in a season right now. We're about to enter a new year. And God is saying, I need everyone whole. I need you to bring that withered stuff to this altar so I can fix it and help you go and be whole and function at the level that I know you can function at. Listen to what the Spirit of God is saying. Dios está diciéndonos hoy, estamos en una temporada muy crítica. Estamos a punto de entrar a otro año nuevo. Y Dios está diciendo, necesito que cada individuo trate con esa mano seca en tu vida. Te necesito entero, te necesito completo para poder usarte, para que capacites el avivamiento que traigo en este próximo año. Lift your hands and worship right now. The cloud is descending in here. And God's about to heal every withered hand that's desperate enough to be put on this altar today. Dios está a punto, la nube de Jehová está descendiendo, Él está a punto de sanar toda mano seca que está presente aquí y al desesperado que esté dispuesto a traerla a este altar. Come on, worship for a moment. The angel of the Lord is walking among us. God is sending wholeness to you. If you are desperate enough and honest enough to say, I've been carrying this thing for so long, I got used to it, and now I realize it's been limiting me from becoming who God called me to be. Sé honesto, sé honesta suficientemente para decir, me he acostumbrado a esta sequeza, me he acostumbrado a tener esta mano seca conmigo, me he acostumbrado a vivir limitado en mi capacidad de servir a Dios. Come on, real hunger for change doesn't care about the order in the church. Real hunger for change doesn't care about the protocol, the pomp and circumstance. A real hunger will cause you to break every protocol. It'll cause you to press through the whole thing. It will remove everything out of your way for the sake of being whole for the kingdom. Cuando hay un deseo real, nada te va a detener. Cuando el deseo es real, nada te va a detener tu cambio, de hacerte entero. No hay obstáculo que te pueda prevenir o detener. He's here to break protocol. Are you ready to break protocol in your life? Come on. I want you to stand to your feet if you're ready. There's about to be a move of God in here. Ponte de pie si estás listo a romper todo protocolo. Todo protocolo. Jesús está listo. He came to seek and to save. Él vino a buscar y a salvar. He came to deliver. Él vino a liberar. He came to make you whole. He came to mend broken hearts. Él vino a hacerte entero. Él vino a sanar corazones quebrantados. He came to break the yoke of your perceived fate. It's always going to be this way. No, it doesn't have to always be that way. Don't you settle for that. That's your perceived fate. But God's destiny is for you to be whole. Tú que dices que siempre va a ser lo mismo, así se queda el asunto, queda satisfecho. Y Dios está diciendo, no, no es el fin del asunto. No es lo que yo quiero para ti. Yo quiero que vivas una vida completa. Yo quiero que estés entero, entera para mí. Sometimes we just get too busy and we learn to work and drag the withered hand around and settle for less. Demasiado ocupados, demasiado. Nos acostumbramos a cargar, a arrastrar esa mano seca. Listen. Today you free up your schedule. Today nothing is more important. Hoy abres tu horario. Hoy abres. Esta puerta está abierta. Hoy abres tu vida para ese cambio. He hungered enough to risk it all. Suficiente hambre para arriesgarlo todo. But you're tired of playing it safe and settling for less than God's best. Lo arriesgó todo para obtener ese cambio. Is it lawful, Jesus, to heal on the Sabbath days? ¿Es lícito sanar en el día de reposo? Jesus just tore him up. He says, which one of you, having one sheep falling into a pit, even on the Sabbath, won't go down and grab that thing and recover it? Don't play law with me. Don't play law and order with me. I wrote this law. And I reserve the right to break it and to open up a window of grace. Whenever I just like I did for David. I didn't kill David. David should have died, but he didn't. He's trying to show us, and we're not even under law except the law we impose on ourselves by settling. Y Jesús le dijo, ¿quién, siendo sábado o no, tiene una oveja que se caiga en un pozo que no la va a ir a recuperar de ese pozo? No me juegues conmigo la ley. No juegues conmigo juegos de ley y orden. Yo creé esa ley y yo la rompo y la cambio cuando yo quiera. Así como no maté a David cuando él debió de haber muerto. I'm going to criticize my disciples because they're plucking corn on the Sabbath, eating with unclean hands. What's the matter with you? Grace is here. Don't get caught up with your pomp and circumstance, your religious do's and don'ts. Lay him down. You need to stretch your hand and be made whole. A él no le importa todo lo que es tu orden religioso, tu sí y tu no, lo que sí debes y lo que no debes. Ya ponlo todo a un lado y extiende tu mano para que te haga completo. Faith is in this house right now. Hay fe en este lugar. Faith is in this house, and it will trample all over every perceived fate that runs around in your mind about what you should settle for. It's a travesty to settle for a withered hand when the master's in the house. Y la fe va a pisotear todo el destino percibido que tú has establecido en tu mente. Sería una injusticia que tú te quedaras con una mano seca cuando el que sana, el maestro, está aquí en la casa. Hope is pulling on some of you today. Hope is pulling at your heartstrings. La esperanza se extiende hacia ti hoy, está tocando las cuerdas de tu corazón. This man, compelled, desperate for change. We got to search our hearts today, people. What's withered in your life? Listen, you think there's no hope? I'll say this again. You've heard me say it before. Not the devil, not anything can kill in your life what God has anointed to live. Stretch that situation out to Him. Stretch that dry, withered thing. I promise He's going to breathe life into it. This altar's open for you right now. Come on and stretch. Extiéndete. Te voy a decir lo que he dicho antes. Ni un demonio, ni una circunstancia puede matar lo que Dios ha ungido a vivir. Bring that cancer to this altar. You bring that dry thing. You bring that circumstance. You bring that marriage. You bring that job. You bring that whatever it is. You bring your character to this altar. Tráelo a este altar. Trae esa mano seca. Extiéndete. Trae esa situación, ese matrimonio. Sea lo que sea, tráelo. Preséntaselo al Señor. How much then is a man better than sheep? Wherefore is it lawful to do well on the Sabbath days? And he said to the man, stretch forth thine hand. And he stretched it forth, and it was restored whole, like as the other. Por tanto, es lícito hacer bien en el día de reposo. No vale más un hombre que una oveja. Extiende tu mano. Y cuando la extendió, le fue restaurada como la otra. Jesus brought a window of grace. He brought an opportunity, a possibility, an offer that you should not refuse. Jesús trajo algo que nunca se había traído, algo sin precedente, una posibilidad, una oportunidad. For now, stretch your hand out. Symbolically stretch it, symbolizing whatever it is that needs to be made whole, whatever needs to be changed. Por ahora, extiende tu mano en símbolo, representando aquella cosa. Jesus brings light into your darkness today. Jesús trae luz a tu tiniebla. The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. And in him shall the Gentiles trust, said the prophet. El pueblo que andaba en tinieblas ha visto una luz maravillosa. Y los gentiles confiarán en él, dijo el profeta Isaías. Just beyond your handicap, your limitation, if you'll stretch, you'll touch. You'll touch the miracle. But you gotta stretch, you gotta want it. You gotta want it. It's not about let's see what happens. A corta distancia de tu limitación está el milagro, pero te tienes que extender. Stretch that witheredness in your life. Stretch. Esa sequeza en tu vida. Extiéndete. Extiéndesela. The brokenness of your heart. Extend it to him. Ese corazón quebrantado. Extiéndeselo. That dead place in your spirit. Extend it to him. Your anger. Your frustration. It's drying you up. Give it to him. You're paralyzed as long as you don't stretch. You're dead in the water. But he says stretch. El quebrantamiento, ese lugar muerto en tu espíritu, ese enojo en tu vida, todo ello. Extiéndete. Reach. God wants to open up the circulation back to that part of your life. Dios quiere abrir la circulación a esa parte de tu vida. The wasted areas of your life. Los lugares gastados de tu vida. The things that have been shrunken, contorted, restrained, bound. All the withered places. Stretch. 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 Esos lugares contorsionados, restringidos, encadenados. Extiéndete. Extiéndete. Stretch forth thine hand. Extiéndete.
Si tan solo tocate poder de su manto, si tan solo podría.
Jesus, thou son of David, I will not shut my mouth in his presence. Jesús, hijo de David, me rehúso a callarme la boca en su presencia. If I could touch the hem of his garment, she stretched. The blind man stretched. The man with the withered hand stretched. El ciego se extendió. La mujer con el flujo se extendió.
Si tan solo podría sacarme a él libre.
El hombre con la mano
sería.
seca se extendió.
Yo sé, oh, que late de ti, solo soy aquel que necesita un toque del maestro para ser libre.
What happened to you that you've settled to exist when you can live? What happened to you that you settled? When abundant life is just a stretch away. ¿Qué pasó que quedaste satisfecho con la vida que vives ahora? ¿Qué pasó que te quedaste así cuando la vida en abundancia está solamente a una extendida de tu mano?
See his face. If I could only feel your nail-scarred hands,
He loves you,
I'd be set free.
but He will not drag you to Himself.
I know.
Te ama, pero no te va a forzar
If I could
hacia Él.
only touch the hem
Stretch,
of your
stretch
garment.
forth, stretch forth.
If I could
Extiéndete, extiéndete,
only
extiéndete.
hear your voice.
The thing you call complicated in your
If I
life,
could only
extend it to Him.
get closer
Aquello que
to
tú llamas
him.
complicado en tu vida,
I would be
extiéndeselo. Because
set
nothing is
free.
too complicated for Him.
I know.
Don't settle for a complicated life
Presence so long,
when He has the answers.
just a desperate soul.
No quedes con una vida complicada cuando Él tiene toda la respuesta.
To be set free in your presence, oh Lord, I need a healing grace from my Savior's loving eyes. Be set free in your presence, oh Lord.
The chain reaction that took place after that miracle. La reacción de cadena que ocurrió después de ese milagro. Read it. The Bible says they came and He healed them all. Let it start with you stretching. La Biblia dice que todos vinieron a Él y los sanó a todos. Pero empieza contigo. Primero extiéndete tú. It's all interwoven into the will and purpose of God. Todo está entretejido a la voluntad y el propósito de Dios. The altar is yours. The service is yours now. Please do not leave without stretching that hand to Him, whatever it is. No te vayas. Es tu servicio, es tu altar. No te vayas sin extenderle tu mano.